everybody, Atul Patel here, CEO and co-founder of Orbee. I'm at NADA 2024 in the Orbee booth, and we've got Ben Chodor from CallRevu. We announced an amazing kind of collaboration on integrating our products, and we even had a dealer quote, which was really cool, and we'll get into that later. But why don't you introduce yourself and CallRevu, and then we'll dig into kind of what we're doing.
So I'm Ben Chodor, I'm the CEO of CallRevu. Been around for about 14 years, the organization. We're one of the leaders in traditionally what you call call tracking, but we actually consider ourselves about elevating intelligence. Think about it. We tracked about 84 million phone calls last year came through us, and we recorded from the moment the phone rang. Think of this data. We know how many calls weren't answered. We know where they were answered from. We know what you did with the information. And our whole job is to help sell more cars, service, get more appointments, create better customer engagement, and just respond. I mean, it's important.
Now, so what's interesting about what you're saying is traditionally we look at this sort of event stream of the customer journey, and we think about these bigger, first it was these bigger leaps, like came to the website, filled out a form.
Right.
Then it became all of the touch points, like what we collect. Now what we're gonna be able to do together is, it's no longer just made a call and hung up. It's everything that happened all the way through that phone call.
Well, taking the next step, we know, because we're tracking every number as an individual number, I know where these calls are coming in, right? I know the 30% of the calls that go unanswered, why were they unanswered, what time were they unanswered, where did that ad come from?
Yes, but inside the call sentiment, like let's talk about that. Let's talk about...
So every call is transcribed.
Yep.
All right, so instantly transcribed. And then we give you a summary and sentiment. We also create a deal alert. So if the information comes in and it's important, let management know about it. So how do I react? How do I get involved?
And when you tie it all together, so if Orbee's bringing all these signals from all these different integrations, you can actually tie and correlate what happened during the call to all the activity before it. Right? Hey, this person looked at these 3 cars, and then on the phone, didn't even bring up those cars. Well, maybe they're confused on what they want.
Exactly.
Versus someone who's like, I was on this page, I came multiple times. And what I'd like to even explore is, how does that data then become useful to the caller inside of your interface, right? So talk to me a little bit about the kind of the tools available to that sort of BDC rep or the inbound, where they could actually get hints or, you know, whispers.
We're whispering. We've talked about it. So the whole goal here is, as the calls come in, because we know so much, you can't think of everything on your feed, right? When the call comes in, we know so much about the caller. We know how many times that caller has called, right? We know if you've had good experiences, bad experiences. We know how long they've had their car, if they have a car, or if they have another car from you. So we know as much information as we can, and we're whispering sort of in your ear.
Well, how long is the whisper gonna be when we combine all the data?
It's gonna be pretty long, right?
They're gonna be like, be quiet, I'm trying to talk to the customer.
But if we can just give you that one, or it's more about, if you take it just down to the basic, I'm focusing on my conversation with you. I might not be thinking what to ask next. And if popping on the screen, just saying, ask about this. Ask about this.
So real time, that's the other thing, right? Real time isn't the way our industry works today, right? We're batches, nightlies, and it's fine, right? Every industry has to evolve. But when you start thinking about real-time calls, and you start interjecting hints along the way, then now all of a sudden you need new tech, you need new integrations to kind of create that. Just imagine, I have a curiosity, and we should study this. How many people are navigating the site during the call?
Oh, I'm
that
sure.
Would be an interesting one.
I'm sure most. I know I would be as a customer.
Absolutely. If I'm talking to Marriott and I'm like, hey, about that room, and I'm like,
oh, I'm on the Marriott website.
Yes, absolutely.
And I just came off the Hilton website.
The best one is when you're on speaker or on your AirPods and you're swiping through. So that would be a fun exercise. And these are some of the use cases that we feel like this middleware integration creates. So.
But you're also this great glue, because you're like ends up being the single source of truth. All the information's coming. We're feeding great data. You're getting all the data from everywhere else. And again, isn't it all about making great customer satisfaction, customer intimacy, and make the experience so good that I'm going to come and buy my next car from you?
Right, and imagine the trust you gain when, if I'm talking through CallRevu as a customer, and I'm not getting an email that is about something completely different than what we did. And that's why it's important that not only all those signals get fed in, but then those signals help orchestrate other channels.
Perfectly said.
Yeah, and I'm excited about the possibilities. I feel like we're not even scratching the surface. And
we're like in day one.
Yeah, and there are cases where once you build some kind of core capabilities, it's like buying Legos.
Right.
The possibilities are
endless, right?
So
it's
anyway,
what your mind lets you come up with.
Yeah, I'm excited to work with you guys.
It's been great so far.
All right, awesome. Well, thanks for coming by. Show been good for you?
Awesome. It's been a great show.
Okay, great. Cool.
Thank you.
Yeah.